Yo, Richard E. Moss, here. Try to get the most out of these house videos while I'm in the house right now. Cause Monday I'm gonna be moving out indefinitely. So y'all be along with me then too. It'll be a nice little I don't know what to call it. Show you how to survive. Show you how to make it on your own type thing. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about me telling you what my life, me breaking down the God in my life and how the devil to show up. So, case in point, I had to go to the DMV of the other day, right? And me and my dad go to the DMV. My dad has to go with me because he's my ride. I don't have a car. I'm 24 years old. Don't have a car. Don't have a license. I believe my license is suspended. Shoot, let's not even get into that, right? But he's my ride there. We get to the Fayetteville DMV, and the reason it was there because I need to get my identification card, because coming up in November, it's October right now, but coming up in November, I have to get my INS document, which is my green card. I have to get that, right? And so in order to get my INS document, I have to go with the application invitation. It's like a invitation on paper, basically. You have to bring that, and you have to bring a photo ID. So me not having any kind of identification because I lost my wallet, irresponsible, which contained my green card, my social security card, whatever. I lose that. I lost that like a couple years ago. It took me this long to even try to get it back. You know what I'm saying? Just being lazy and not really valuing anything. Definitely not valuing myself, because when that INS document, when that green card expires, I'm going back home, and it expires next year. Like the first month of next year, the first day of next year, I'm gone. I have to be gone, or I'll be here as an illegal immigrant. Which some people, I know some people have stayed as illegal immigrants, but you know, I find it a lot easier to be allowed here. I've come to find out they treat you a little bit better when you're allowed to be here. Because I've broken some laws, and I feel like if I was an illegal immigrant, I would not have lasted as long as I have. You know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, just me not really valuing my stay here. Not value my country and how great this country is. America is great. America is great. There's no country that, you can succeed. You can be very successful here, but on the other side, the way I've been going about it, I don't think there's any other country where you can mess up as much as I have and still have an opportunity to do well again. You know what I'm saying? That's that's that to me right now, this point in my life right now. My view may change later. I'm sure it will. But that to me is very indicative of what kind of country you're in. If you can make mistakes over and over and over again, and you still have an opportunity to rectify those mistakes and still be a productive person, as long as you choose to turn your life around, I think that's great. To always have the opportunity to turn your life around as long as you choose to, I think that's great. That's great, because there's some places where, some countries, I'm sure that, okay, after you messed up, you finally get the message and you want to turn your life around, and it's done for you. Three strikes and you're out. You know what I'm saying? It's over. No more second chances. You're just done. So this country, this United States of America, is really a blessing, and me not valuing that for this long, it took me 24 years to really value myself being here, and it's because I have to leave in 2021. No, that's not just it. Because I was very careless. I've been a careless person. What it was, was God. God finding me. I didn't find God. God found me. He always knew where I was, but it was before I even tell you how the DMV thing went. Right. Um, I'm always getting kicked out the house. I always come back. I always return to the house. I'm 24. I always return to my parents' house because I refuse to make it out there on my own. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like I just couldn't handle. I couldn't handle life. You know what I'm saying? Until like the very most recent time that I got myself kicked out the house. I was laying out there. I was laying out there, and I watched videos on my phone. And this one particular time, a recommended video came up, and it was that of Mr. Jesse Lee Peterson. And I watched a couple of his videos, and I realized the problem that was what was going on with me. This is what his flashlight was. It doesn't work anymore. I haven't even been using it. But I realized what the problem was that I hadn't forgiven my parents. I had hatred and resentment. And so whatever situation I would get myself into, I would always just implode because I never dealt with what the initial issue of my initial issue in life was, and that was having resentment and hatred towards my parents. And once I forgave them, once I realized that I had to forgive them because of that video that they just popped up one day. I've never heard of this guy before that day. I never searched these kind of videos before that day. It just popped up in my recommendeds, and once I found that video, it was just like, yo, okay. And it started getting me on the right track again because God came back into my life. It's like he'll let you suffer, he'll let you crash and burn, but he's still like around the corner watching. Like, is he gonna get his stuff together? And he'll throw bones at you. Like he'll throw you like life rafts. You know what I'm saying? I've had many a time where I know God was looking out. Many a time, like one time when I was in college and I had dropped out. I had just crashed and burned. You know what I'm saying? Started drinking heavily. I mean, I was drinking heavily before I left, but started drinking heavily. Got involved in all kinds of sexual stuff and stealing from friends. Got into a fight over with a friend over stealing his money. It was just like went through it all really. Getting locked up, back to back locked up, doing drugs, hardcore drugs, like it was ridiculous, and God would look out for me like right where I got dropped out of. There was like a gifted soup kitchen right there, and right close to that was this like this kind of like a park connected to a church, and in the park was these trees and shrubbery. Like the way it was built up, it was like a circle, like a small circle of itself, like two trees here and then some bushes around in a small little circle. And one day it was cold, and I'm homeless, and I just crawled into there. Let me just get some sleep. And so, hold on. So I'm going in there inside the bushes to get myself some sleep, and then lo and behold, in the trash bag there is a whole bunch of clothes. It's a whole bunch of clothes, not clothes, but a whole like blankets and sheets, and I'm like, what? So somebody had obviously had been there before, and I guess when they got well and got on their feet, they just left that there for the next person. And I was just like, wow, you know, that's just one instance, and the very next instance, like in that same area I was in, I used to open the door for a gas station. I used to open the door for the gas station. And people come in, I open the door, and one night a officer was coming through, and I was like, "Officer, do you have a blanket?" And he was like, "What do you need a blanket for?" And I was, I told him my situation, and he transported me to gift like one of the best homeless shelters I've ever been in. Not that I've been in many, but I've been in a couple. But yeah, God was with me every step of the way, and I never really realized it. You know what I'm saying? So me finding those videos and me realizing that the true way to saving myself and just having love for myself again was by forgiving my parents and then forgiving myself, and you just get rid of the hatred and resentment that I had inside of me. Because when I had that hatred, I would judge people, and when you judge people, you're playing God, and when you play God, you can't be close to Him. You know what I'm saying? When you acting like God, you can't be close to God, because He doesn't want to have that kind of. How would you feel if someone was imitating you in every way, shape, or fashion, and not being themselves? You know what I'm saying? So it took me a while to realize it, and God is good. He'll drop into your life, and He dropped into my life. Like I said, when I went to go to the DMV and get my ID, like we were there the whole time. Like first when I sat down, I had all my necessary documents because I had called beforehand. It's always key, like wherever you're going, like if you need to go get anything done, try to call beforehand and figure out what all that you need before you get there, so you don't be looking dumb. So I called beforehand, and I was assured by the person that helped me that the documents that I brought would be all all that I would need. You know what I'm saying? And that was the case. But as I was sitting down waiting for them to call my name so I can go, talk to a clerk, the devil crept into my mind, into my head, and was like, "You should take out this paper and paperclip only these papers, together and give it to them." No one else had told me to remove anything, separate anything, but I chose to separate something, right? So lo and behold, when I get up there, they take my documents, tell me it'll be a while, and they haven't seen it, and they'll call me back up. And so when they call me back up, she goes into telling me that the forms that I gave her, one of them should at least have had my alien number registration, like my alien number on there, like my green card number on there, and the shit that I gave her didn't have it on there, and so she told me that unless you have this one of these documents has your number on there, then we can't process um we can't replace, or we can't give you a card unless because you got to have the alien number on the card. I mean, on the document. So I was like, oh man, like, are you sure? And then my dad came up. He was like, are you sure? And he got frustrated at me, and so we thought that was that. And so we go to leave. I should mention I wear glasses. So when I got up to the clerk, I took my glasses off because my glasses they don't have screws on them. And so they'll just slide off, right? Like they'll just slide out. Both sides will do that. And so I took my glasses off when I went up to the clerk because I didn't want to be talking to her and then a lens falls out, or for one, just because you can see where it's kind of unhinged. You can see it without me even like you can see that it's unhinged. So I didn't want to be judged. That's what it was. So I took my glasses off and I set it to the side. And this is how God works. Because thank God I did that, right? Because as we're leaving, me and my dad go back to the truck. It's a somber walk. We're like, well, we tried because no ID. That means no green card. Because I can't get that green card without having a photo ID. So go back to the truck, and I'm like, oh, I forgot my glasses. And my dad's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, hold on. And so I run to go get my glasses, and lo and behold, I still have all my documents. I took all my documents back, but it was that one document that no, it was that one document that I held back that I needed to show her, right? That's how the devil was, because the devil told me I should separate these and whatever. No one else had told me to separate these documents, but the devil in my head, because while you just sitting there, you just there with your thoughts, and your thoughts will mess you up because that's the devil. God don't talk to you in your head; He don't talk to you in your thoughts. That's the devil talking to you, right? And so like I said, thank God I left my glasses there, or thank God God made me, or I don't know who. Thank God that I left my glasses there on the side, because when I went back, I asked another question. I was like, could you just like check and see again on this paper and see if the number is on there, and once she was checking that, like the same documents that I gave her before, I said let me check this one. You can't check this one. And then on the paper that I had withheld to begin with, she was like, oh, this is the number right here, this is the number that I needed. And I'm like, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how quickly just you listening to your thoughts will have you messed up. Because if I had not forgot these glasses, which it was, I know it was God that had me forget these glasses, right? Sitting there. If it wasn't for God, the devil would have won that day, and it would have been a sad day. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and ain't no telling if I would have called back the next day and try to re-verify and try again. You know what I'm saying? There's no telling. So that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? God works, and he'll reveal things to you. You know what I'm saying? He'll reveal, but the devil, he'll talk to you in your head and have you messed up, and have you making decisions that aren't your decisions. You think they're your decisions because you've grown up all your life with this voice in your head and you think it's you, but it's really not you, it's the devil. You feel what I'm saying? God reveals things to you. God revealed to me that I left my glasses. You know what I'm saying? Because the devil, he just speaks to you. If he hadn't spoken to me, I would not have separated those documents. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And if God, if God didn't like people to judge, because God is the only person that can judge, right? This well, I'm gonna leave that alone, but that's just how it works. That's how it works. That's why you have to put your faith into God, do your silent prayer morning and night. You know what I'm saying? This video ain't the most confident video, huh? Am I just the spitting image of confidence? But yeah, this is what the truth looks like and sounds like. You know what I'm saying? It's not all puffed up and beautified and made and cut up all sweet. This is what real life is. And the truth is, if you listen to the devil, you will find yourself in some very precarious situations and some really in some real suffering. But if you allow God to reveal things to you, and then you can act on what He reveals to you, you know, you can pretty much decide what you can pretty much guess what happens when you listen to God and what happens when you listen to the devil. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I wanted to share. It's I wasn't gonna share it, but I feel like I should. Nowadays, we're all wrapped up in all kinds of different things, and we try to we overcomplicate life immensely. So, and the devil I'm sure the devil loves it that way. We really do overcomplicate it when life is really all about good and evil. There's good and there's evil, and once you cut it down like that, life gets a lot simpler. Now, I don't know the Bible word for word, back to back, cover to cover. I really don't, but I do know that there's good and evil, and I've experienced both, and I can tell you, good feels a lot much. It feels a lot better. It really does. Take my word for it. Unless you want to keep suffering, suffer and die. Gotta let you suffer and die. I will too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the truth. Hope this video finds you well. And whatever you're going through, know that God is with you, but you have to accept God. Pray to Him morning and night. When you pray in the morning, try to pray before the sun comes up, because that's when He asks you to pray to Him. If you need a prayer, if you need the best prayer, in my opinion, you should look up Silent Prayer Video on YouTube. That's Silent Prayer Video on YouTube. That's Lee Peterson. And do that morning and night. In the morning, try to do it before the sun comes up. At the night, do it whenever. So, yeah. Hope that helps. Once again, I hope this video finds you well. Peace.